In today's video, we're going to be looking back at Mickey's last excursion in the place he was born, Baltimore, Maryland. This was a while ago for us. This was back in October, but I wanted to share this footage with you guys. So finding street parking was hard and it was overpriced, but I decided that I couldn't really leave Baltimore without going to the harbor. There's a lot of things I planned to do that I just didn't get to, and I just wanted to get to this. And it'll kind of be my last thing before I leave. Mickey's in the back. I don't know how well you can see him, probably not at all. But he seems to be doing great with his backpack training, and that, I just asked him to go in there, and usually he'll just, after a minute be like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then he just kind of hangs out in there. He's not flipping out. As long as we're moving, he tends to be okay. He doesn't really like when I'm just standing still and he's stuck in there. But when I'm moving and he can kind of see things and things are interesting, then I think like he's engaged with his giant window that he basically has in the front of the bag, and so he's okay with that. He is on a leash still that's hooked to me, so that when I open the door, he's not like freeballing it. There is a harness attachment in the bag also, so that if you open the bag, or even if they scratch it open, they can't really get separated from the bag or you. But usually I'm using this as a transition in open spaces, so there's no need to attach him to the bag itself. And so instead he's on his leash, and when I open the door, he'll just be outside on his leash that I'm already holding. And when he was done with everything, he pretty much went on the bag all his own, which is exactly what I wanted. He's like, all right, I'm done. I'm ready to just go back in my bubble. You like your bubble, Mickey? Is your bubble okay? Seems like it's okay. So we're back in the van, and for the first time, Mickey is about to leave the state of Maryland. Which is interesting. I just thought about that. Like, he hasn't lived anywhere but the state of Maryland. I don't know that it makes a huge difference to him. He did pretty darn good at the Inner Harbor. A lot of people stopped, wanted to pet him. They were like, oh, that's not a dog. So, yeah. He did a really good job. He walked on the leash for a little while. He went in the bag on his own when he was kind of like done with all the stimulus. He yowled a little bit because I stopped in a store to get like some stuff, and yeah, he just did good. He did really, really good as far as like going in the bag on his own when he was done. I even opened the door at one point and gave him a choice, and he stuck his head out, and I was like, out or in, it's your choice. And he decided to go back in because I guess he just didn't want to deal with walking around. And I think it was more the people than anything. Like, it was just a lot of stimulus. It was a very busy, like, situation to throw him into, but it was interesting to see how he was going to respond to that. So I was pretty proud of him. He's being such a good cat. I mean, overall, considering he's still a baby, I feel like he's doing very, very well, especially because, like, I see so many horror stories about baby cats. He seems to be doing fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I got more scratches on my body than I actually like, especially when he wants to jump up on my legs and suddenly, like, there's these claws that are like, ah, and I'm like, Mickey, come on, baby, get in the lap. And he's not trying to hurt me. Like, that's what cats do, to, like, grab onto things, you know, as they climb up. So it's not like he's trying to attack me. It's just like how he's grabbing on so that he can get to where he needs to. And I wore shorts the other day, and like his claws came out of nowhere, and it was like, ah, and I was like, okay, hi baby, okay, let's redirect those claws. I'll help you up here so you can like not grab so hard. But mostly, yeah, I have no complaints. I think he's doing very good with leashes, with the backpack. I don't know how he's so about that sling. Even getting into his own carrier, you know, altogether, he's in a constant state of improvement. He's used to living in a van that moves. Like, that doesn't even bother him anymore. So it's all good. It's all good. If you're interested in more cute videos of little Mickey here, please be sure to subscribe and help us please that vicious YouTube algorithm.